how would you respond to those within the faith, Christianity, I'm assuming, that we shouldn't care that much about creation care because God will renew all things? And I think that's actually linked to another one. How does environmental justice play a role in eschatology? Is it worth pursuing? Sadly, many Christians are the first to say, well, it's all going to end anyways, as an excuse to be apathetic.
You may go first.
I'm just going to, just so you guys know, I'm going to to throw the questions out and kind of let them
Xandra took a big breath there, so she'll go first and then I'll jump in.
Not so much breath as a heavy sigh. I've encountered this thought many times. I remember being in a church one time. It was a new church I was visiting, and I was meeting someone there in the congregation for the first time. They said, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you studying?" And I said, "Oh, I'm studying conservation biology." And he kind of looked at me strangely and he said, "That's an interesting career choice. I mean, haven't you read the Bible? I mean, God's going to restore everything, so why are you wasting your time doing it now?" So this is definitely a thought that's out there. And I'd like to say right off the bat, I think it's pretty clear which side of the issue I personally fall in because of my career choice. But I want to actually start with an example. Let's say that I'm with my friend. We're going about our day. And someone comes up to her and says some really offensive, terrible, rude thing to her and then walks away. And my friend begins to weep. And I say to her, "Oh, honey, I would take the time to comfort you and console you, but Jesus is going to come back someday and restore all broken hearts and make all things right. So I'm not really going to waste my time with that. Let's just get on and go get coffee." No, it would be ludicrous to say that, right? And yet we approach the environment in this way, and we approach the natural world when we see the damage that's being done. Why would we step back and say, "Well, I'm not going to worry about that because all things will be renewed"? I really love the picture that Paul paints for us in the New Testament when he describes us as co-laborers with Christ, where this coming of heaven to earth is starting now. Restoration is starting now, not just in the human heart, but also in the natural world. And I think how precious nature is to God. We can learn about how precious it is when we read through the scriptures. And I don't think that the picture that we see in Revelation is one of just being apathetic and throwing our hands up and saying, "No, it doesn't matter." All of creation is groaning in expectation, waiting for this time to be restored. And we as Christians have the privilege in taking part in that.